Is he on?
Dolphins just got Will Fuller.
Yeah, I got that too. What's going on, everybody? Let me make sure that we are set live before we start. Have to make sure because everything else goes public except for this. All right, what's going on? Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We are back talking in another episode of All In with Nate. I got my boy Devon Brown back. Y'all love him, so I had to bring him back. You're gonna see him more often. We are going to get into the free agency. Okay, that's going to be the main basis of our show. It's a lot of stuff going on with teams that's made moves. A lot of crazy stuff going on, but we're going to go ahead and let my boy reintroduce himself.
How y'all doing? My name is Devon Brown. Excuse me. Basically, currently a student at Old Dominion University down here in the Hampton Roads area, Newport News. School's located in Norfolk. This is my passion. I'm a Washington fan. Got on my, the greatest safety of all time. I don't know if y'all can see the number, but that's a 2-1 right there, Sean Taylor. His Pro Bowl jersey. Got that on. Just to show y'all that I'm a true diehard fan. I like what we've done so far for agency, which we'll discuss later on. But yeah, let's get into it.
All right. Before he continue, let me show y'all are used to me wearing Falcon stuff. I'm actually wearing a Hawk shirt today. Let me give him a shout out. Ever since we fired Lord Pierce, we have been on the 6-game winning streak with 7 in the East. Shout out to him. I haven't got a chance to talk about him much. I'm actually going to get my boy Mike. He may be checking in a minute to talk about the Hawks. It's going to be an episode down the road because I don't want to forget about the Hawks since I'm on talking about Atlanta teams or whatever. But before we get started, let me check these comments real quick. Deltario, what's going on, brother? Everyone, this guy right here, man, me and him are going to be having another. I'm going to be hopping on a podcast with him in the near future. So be on the lookout with him with that. Podcast is named Kingpin's Talk Podcast. Be on the checkout for that. Jordan Chapman, what's going on, brother? What's going on, man? How you doing? Big Dog Scully has said, have y'all decided on a nickname yet?
Man, hey, look, y'all lay off the team. Y'all lay off the team. You know what I'm saying? We don't need it. We don't need a nickname right now. We just need to be playing and winning games. All that matters to me right now.
All right. Shat Washington, what's up? This guy from our Madden League. He kicking my butt, man. You're our division. But that's a side note for another day.
Hey, that's my sister right now. My older sister, shout out Tara. She's watching Tara Ruffin, my brother-in-law, Christopher Ruffin. They live out Chesapeake right now.
All right. Dog Skull said, what's up, fellas? What's going on, bro? Jonathan Park said, what's up, bro? What's up, bro? How you doing, man? DJ Antoine, my favorite DJ from Twitch, said, good day, good brothers. Man, I've been waiting on the stream. Them Bears. We are definitely going to talk about the Bears, man. Definitely going to talk about the Bears. I'm actually, before he comes back, I'm actually surprised at the news that we had about the Bears turning down the trade for Russell Wilson. The Seahawks turned down that trade for Russell Wilson. I would have loved to see Seattle make that trade, but hey, Seattle need draft picks, and I don't know why they didn't do it. What you think about that?
I wouldn't necessarily say they was going to get anybody that was on a Russell. They're still trying to get back to the bowl. And the way that the division is going right now, I think they need to keep Russell Wilson.
That is true. That is true. Let's see. You got a comment from Danielle Fisher.
That's my mom.
Hey, that's your mom. Hey, mom, how you doing? Let's see. Let's go. George said the nickname. Hey, man, y'all leave the nickname alone. They made the playoffs with no nickname, so that might be good luck.
I'm gonna see 2022. It's gonna be Red Wolves, so I like that.
Okay. Terrence Gay said, what's up, fam? What's going on, man? How you doing? Mike, I was just talking about him, said, let's go. All right, man, we looking forward to this. And you got another comment. I'm gonna let you respond to that.
That's why I said that was y'all wasn't meant to see that. I was just trying to get some water real quick, and I had a technical difficulty with the water bottle. But
all good, bro. Who do you want to start off talking about first?
Well, I wanted to start talking off with the team that has so far made the most noise in free agency. That's the New England Patriots. They first day they went all in, putting their money into some notable names in free agency. They re-signed Cam to a 1-year deal, a little bit more than what they paid him last year. In my opinion, them giving him this signing basically just to give him a second chance. He didn't do so well last season. Just going to give him another chance to see if there was just a bad year, or he's really shown as advertised, or like as shown in last season. But they put pieces around him. They added Nelson Aguilar, Kendrick Bourne, both pretty solid wide receivers. In my opinion, they tried to get the Gronk and Rob Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez duo back by signing former Charger Hunter Henry and former tight end Jonnu Smith. I want to see what they're going to do with them. Both are tight end ones, in my opinion, or starting tight ends. So we're going to see how they interact with those two. They got a trade for offensive lineman Trent Brown via trade. With the Raiders. They got Ted Karras back. They got the line back, Dietrich Wise Jr., Devon Godchild, Henry Anderson, Matthew Judon. I like those signings. Gets veterans on that defensive line, showing up to make some noise. They got the linebackers paired up with I can't think of his name. Just left my mind.
Dante Hightower?
Hightower, yeah, I'm sorry. Dante Hightower. They got Kyle Van Noy just let go from the Dolphins, so that's a good pickup for them. Justin Bethel and Jalen Mills, safety he was a former Eagle. He's going in at safety now. That could be a death pick for if and when Devin McCourty retires. He'll be coming back this year. Didn't play last year due to the COVID pandemic, but that'd be interesting to see.
Yes, sir, man. I definitely agree with you. The Patriots told everybody they were not happy that they went 7-9 last year. That was weird, though.
They wasn't happy with the fact that Tom Brady also went to the chip too.
Oh my God, they want to win the Super Bowl the year after. I know that had to be I don't know that. I want to say they had to be figuring for the fan base, but if you have 6 Super Bowl rings, I wouldn't be too mad. But at the same time, yeah, it's kind of rough. But yeah, the Patriots went crazy, as he mentioned. They went crazy. They're trying to get back to the playoffs, and somebody finally got Cam Newton some weapons. Carolina just could not do it all these years. Like he mentioned, they got Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith. I love both tight ends, actually. I can't believe they're both cool with going to the same team, honestly, because I think both were respected tight end ones.
They're trying to go back to the Hernandez days.
Yeah, like with Gronk and Hernandez. That's true. And as I mentioned, I'm not sure for the ones of you that saw the previous show I did a couple weeks back, I was talking about the Patriots had a very big need in their front seven. They went and did that with Judon. They went and did that with bringing back Kyle Van Noy. So you got a couple of guys to add to it. And then, of course, you got the draft coming up. So we're not really sure we could see a guy, just to give a side note, we could see them pursue Azeez Ojulari, who has been flying up the draft board, especially yesterday since UJ had a pro day, side note. But they could be added to that defense. But the Patriots are letting folks know they are not going to go away. That's going to be fun to see what that team is going to look like coming up. But let's see what the comments say real quick. Let's see. Tevin say, yo, I made a tune in. What's up, man?
Tevin.
Let's see. Shaq said, yeah, but Russ had like 6 first-round exits since the split. If Legend of Boom, don't get me wrong, he's very talented, but playoff Russ look bad. Man.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. The Rams.
I didn't see that
game. Basically, in the division right now, the Cardinals, they're looking promising, but I don't know if they're gonna really put up too much noise. We'll discuss more on that later.
Yeah, that's a definitely good topic.
Pretty much the only contenders that I can see, in my opinion, in that division is the Rams. It's going to be a tie race between the Rams and the Seahawks again. The 49ers, if Jimmy can stay healthy and they get their defense right, they could be up there, but I don't see them being nothing but like a sneak in at wild card.
I'm going to go on record, bro, and say that's going to be the hardest division in the league next year. We'll talk about – we'll get on that other team in a minute. Let's see. C-Main the Great said still need a better outside threat. We agree with that. I think we both agree with that. They need another solid threat at receiver in New England. I think that's not an issue here.
Wait.
What you about to say before you go to that?
I was saying they'll probably go to that in the draft. I wouldn't see them going first round. I feel like with who they picked up now, they might trade down. If that's the case, Washington should get on the phone and try and trade down. Once we get into who they picked up, I'll discuss why.
So, okay, we got another question. Do we think they're a playoff team?
Patriots, actually, I can't really answer that question until after the draft.
Yeah, that's hard. That's a hard question to answer right now because the AFC is so weird. The Dolphins was nearly a postseason team, and they missed it with 10 wins. So that's hard. That's a hard question to answer right there. And I still don't
be very competitive this year or this upcoming season.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's see. Shaq said, yes, sir. Jalen Mills is back to his original position. Scared. That's the guy I actually looking forward to see what he's gonna look like in New England this year, to be honest with you, because in Philly, he was just not that good in Philadelphia.
And they got veterans on there still. They still got Devin McCourty. They still got Patrick Chung. You know what I'm saying? They could see what they're gonna do. But I do like Jalen Mills getting back to being a safety. When he was a safety on the Eagles, he was very good for them. So hopefully he can bring back that same power with him.
All right, Jonathan Part said, I can never tell if Cam coach rocking with him or not, but I found out when he re-signed and gave him some weapons. Yeah, it's going to be fun to see what Cam can do with those weapons because let's just be honest, he took the squad to the bowl with freaking, I'm trying to remember those dudes' names. It's been so long since they went to the Super Bowl. They took a running game to the bowl. He took what's on that team, bro? I'm trying to think of that roster because Kelvin Benjamin was hurt. Koshy was their receiver. What was that receiver?
They still had Steve Smith, I believe.
No, he was gone. He was in Baltimore.
That was Baltimore.
It was Philly Brown. Philly Brown was on that team at the time, but that receiver was not that good.
I think DJ Moore was a rookie, I believe. They had. I know they had some really under the radar.
They had a whole bunch of no names that year. And Ted Ginn was on that team too.
It was mostly the defense that got him to that bowl.
I agree with that.
But they mostly got carried by their defense.
Pretty much. Let's see. Tevin said definitely would have took that offer for Russ if I was the Seahawks. I would have too, but like Devon mentioned, they could still think they're in the Super Bowl run. I don't know.
Tevin definitely would have made the Bears more explosive in the end. The Bears definitely would have won that trade. Depending on who they or what they gave up for him, because we all saw what Detroit and every time I get ready to say names.
Oh, Detroit and LA.
Yeah, Detroit and LA. You saw what their trade did. Stafford going to LA basically for the whole farm. You know what I'm saying? So
true.
Yeah.
Okay, Tevin. That's right. It was Devin Funches. That's who it was that I was thinking of. Can't believe I forgot his name. Jonathan Stewart, yeah, he was on that team. D'Angelo Williams, what's up, Dylan? He was on that team as well. Yeah, that is true. Let's see. C-Main the Great said Dolphins just picked up Will Fuller. How y'all feel about that? We'll get to them in a minute. We'll get to them in just a minute. Okay, since we getting on the topic of the NFC, let's might as well go ahead and cover it. What do y'all think about the card signings? They're old, but they should be huge factors. You want to answer that one first? You want me to answer that first?
You can go first now.
Okay, in my personal opinion, short term, I think it's going to be a fun team to watch. I would like to see what J.J. Watt's going to do with Chandler Jones. I would have loved to see them keep Hassan Reddick. He went to Carolina, but I love the fact that they're going to pair those two up. I want to see what that look like for a year. They went and got another thing. They went and traded for who was that? Rodney Hudson. They did a trade with the Raiders for Rodney Hudson in the offensive line. They added pieces there. I mentioned that in a previous episode. They need to add that. I like AJ Green being a complimentary receiver. I think that'll get a chance to let Christian Kirk eat in the slot. So for the short term, I think that some of the moves that they made are pretty good. I think they're trying to go for it. They're trying to make everybody understand that these boys trying to compete in the West because I don't really know what the state of the Rams is going to be because they had to shed cap. I get a chance to talk about them a little bit down the road. They had to shed some cap space. So a couple of guys are gone off that team, like Michael Brockers. He's going to be headed to the Lions. We'll talk about them in a little while, but they should be competitive. And then for me personally, I also want to see what Devon has said about this as well. I'm not sleeping on the 49ers. The 49ers will. I think they're going to be back. I think they're going to be back that season. But I will let Devon talk about what he feel about the Cardinals.
Cardinals. I'm gonna say this, Dylan. You may hate me for saying this, but their retirement home league. I mean, retirement home team. Signing all those veteran players to short-term deals. It seems like they're just playing until they pretty much done. Larry Fitzgerald, he's on there still. He's gonna retire Cardinal, obviously. AJ Green, he's pretty much on the end of his career as well. JJ Watt, same with him. AJ Green's got to stay healthy. I was about to say that those two players just by themselves just have to stay healthy. AJ Green and JJ Watt both known for having their injury bugs. So hopefully it doesn't fall to them. But AJ Green done in my opinion. I wouldn't say he's necessarily done. I mean, every player still has some fight in them. They can come back, go to another team, rejuvenate their career. But I don't see him having like all-star Pro Bowl numbers. But I still feel like he'll be a good role player, get things done. Because don't forget they still got Andy Isabella, their speed slot receiver, and they still got Christian Kirk as well. So I'm pretty much seeing those players be deaf players.
Okay, Dylan said Horn in the draft. I actually projected them to take J.C. Horn, especially with Patrick Peterson being gone now to Minnesota. So I could definitely see them going at the corner early.
Yeah, I see them going at the corner early. Pair somebody with Byron Murphy Jr. Getting somebody in the first round be a good thing for them.
Okay,
staying in the NFC, guess we can go on to our teams. Did you want to start with your teams first?
Okay, let's see. Malik Freshwater said I'd like with a team. What's up, bro? Like with a team in my squad's division make dumb signings. He's a Seahawks fan. So I definitely know that he would love to see that whole thing fall apart.
Y'all didn't make really dumb signings. Y'all signed Joe Everett to a 1-year deal. That's good enough for them because.
Oh no, he's talking about the Cardinals, but we can't touch about them real quick. They did actually make a couple good signings. They got Gerald Everett. They needed a tight end after Olsen retired, and they also traded for Gabe Jackson, who is still a good offensive line. I don't know what. Matter of fact, I almost called him Oakland. Forgive me, y'all. They're Vegas. I don't know what they're doing with blowing that whole offensive line up. They actually had a pretty respectful offensive line, but they had some help on that front to protect Russell Wilson. Is good.
They were all in contract situations. Like that whole pretty much every superstar on that line, they was all in contract situations, and they weren't gonna have the money to pay all of them. So it'll be better off to just get your draft picks instead of.
Dylan told him keep the same energy.
I mean, y'all see, I honestly thought y'all was gonna go deep in the playoffs with just adding DeAndre Hopkins alone. I thought y'all would have been making some noise, but we see what happened. Y'all beat us, though. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I can't really say nothing about that, but later on in the season, like they started off undefeated and still went.
True.
So
Don Toll said just when Arizona gets a squad, Kenyon Drake takes his butt to Vegas. Side note, I like that move for Vegas, adding him with Josh Jacobs. I like that 1-2 punch. Yeah. How you feel about that?
Kenyon Drake, he's not a speedster, but he's still a physical back that does have some quickness to him that he can get open in space. It's a 1-2 punch. I see them using him more in passing situations, and Josh Jacobs still pounding the rock up the middle. But Drake is more.
Tevin said the Raiders got to be clearing cap for something big. Who knows? I mean, there's still a couple of big names out there for sure too. But let's see. Go to the next comment. C-Man Gray says so the Bucks repeat. I'm not gonna go that far.
Nah, I don't think. The way that these teams are, they building up. I don't really see them repeating. Their defense will just have to have another strong year. Tom Brady will still have to have another strong year. He signed that 4-year contract. He really is trying to play until he's 50.
Maybe 70. Yeah, he's great.
Man, we never know with Tom Brady what they're going to do, but I don't necessarily see them repeating.
Speaking of their Super Bowl opponent, how about the Chiefs going to get Joe Thuney from the Patriots and bringing Kyle Long out of retirement? How does the rich get richer after you cut Mitchell Schwartz and Eric Fisher? Like that's so. Man, I'm jealous of that. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but they're protecting Patrick Mahomes.
I see Kyle Long coming out of retirement. That was, it's happened before. I don't really have a good explanation for that. Could just be, trying to get another chance to get to a Super Bowl or get to a ring and just ask some help. Because that's watching that Super Bowl, it was hard for me just seeing that line get estimated literally every single play. But I like what they did. I like Mahomes, not being selfish, restructuring their contracts. Kelsey as well, restructuring their contracts. Like I discussed last week, you see how Tom Brady took pay cuts pretty much every year to get the right piece around them so they can be successful. Now, we got all these big names starting to take notice. I mean, we may see Dak do the same thing in a couple of years. We never know. But and I only say that because of his contract situation. He just signed a big contract, so we never know.
That is so true. But I know both myself and Devon are gonna talk a bit about our teams. As far as the Falcons don't have money. We're out here praying for a stimulus to make a signing. But what the Falcons did have to do, they entered this offseason $30 million over the cap. They are now about $2 million under the cap. Matt Ryan's contract had to be restructured. I know as a Falcon fan, a lot of us didn't want that to be done because most of us are looking at the Falcons as potentially moving on from Matt Ryan after 2021. I don't personally think that the Falcons are doing this to keep Matt Ryan long term. I think the basis of this move is this. He was one of the highest paid contracts on the team. So for the Falcons to be able to pay the 9 draft picks that they have in this current draft, they had to make that move. Also, Ricardo Allen got cut. We had to cut Alan Bailey. We cut James Carpenter. Dante Fowler, Jake Matthews, and Tyler Davidson all had their contracts restructured as well. The only moves that we made significant was re-signing Young Hoku to another contract. He had a Pro Bowl season as a kicker and brought back Jacob Tuitt Mariner. Excuse me if I said his name wrong. He was the defensive player of the week against the Raiders. That's really what the Raiders. Oh, Mike said this. That's crazy. He said that the Falcons' weak pass rush basically opened up the floodgates on the Oakland. That was true. That's when the Raiders season fell apart. We blew them out here in Atlanta. That was our last win of the season. But that was the week that he won Defensive Player of the Week. But overall, the Falcons only made one free agency move. Well, they made the only people that we're truly linked to right now. The Patriots did not re-sign David Andrews, the center, and he's a former Georgia Bulldog. I actually wanted the Falcons to draft him years ago, but of course we had TD at the time. We'll leave that for another day. Lee Smith was traded from Buffalo for a late draft pick of next year. He's going to be a blocking tight end, so that secures the tight end position. Eric Harris, a former Raider, he signed with us. We don't have him safety right now because, as you all know, we didn't re-sign Keanu Neal. We cut Ricardo Allen. Casey's gone in free agency. He's going to probably end up in Dallas. I know Dallas was interested in him. So we're going to be looking at adding depth at that position. So we have a lot of holes on this team and not a lot of money to really make a move. So not too much the Falcons have going, but having to restructure deals and just see what this new GM and front office is going to do. But I'm going to let Devon get over to this. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to ask you a question. I was going to ask you, seeing that y'all restructured Matt Ryan's contract, do y'all think y'all might trade down the draft? Could be a possibility of trading down and getting safety. Cause I don't see y'all taking the safety at 4. Y'all could trade down and get one.
I still think that we're going to take a quarterback. I will hope. Let me take that back. I would hope that we're going to take a quarterback at 4 still. But if we're not going to take one of the guys between Lance or Fields at 4, trade back, because there's no point of trying to get a offensive. No disrespect to Penny Sewell out of Oregon. He's a great tackle, but I'm not trying to take an offensive line at 4 because we don't know the next time we'll have this opportunity, because knowing Atlanta, they might try to win 7 or 8 games next season and not find themselves in this position. So take a quarterback when you can and get your guys set for the future. Let's see. Beat Dog Scully said we finally got good coaching. I'm not knocking that as well, but I feel like we're in one of them transition stages, because personally, my personal opinion, I know a lot of Falcon fans may not agree with this. If we could have got both Matt and Julio's contract this offseason, I would have done it because I'm ready to move on to a new era. I feel like that era has ran its course. No disrespect to what those guys done for the Falcons. I'm just ready for it to be gone. I'm not gonna lie to you because Matt's been a productive quarterback all this time for us, but it's a new wave in this league. So if you don't have a good offensive line, our trenches are bad. And I know, just to mention, I want you to talk to the people about Kyle Smith. That's it. Isn't that his name that we got from you guys?
Yeah. He was our former VP and general, basically our game operations manager. He had our draft the last couple of seasons. You know, you saw for the people who don't know, we had some good additions on that last draft that he conducted. We had Antonio Gibson, our running back, who was a former. He only played running back maybe a couple downs in college, and he came in, went over almost 1,000 yards rushing. He had over 1,000 all-purpose yards coming in his first year. So that was our third-round gem next to Terry McLaurin in the draft beforehand. We also got Cam Curl in the 7th round, who I discussed last week as well. So y'all got a good person to draft with. I don't know if that has anything to do with us, doing something to draft where, we might take y'all's 4th pick and y'all take our 19th pick or somewhere in the draft, because, what's the word? The familiarity.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, familiarity.
Yeah, so.
Oh, God. Tevin just said, trade Matt Ryan, trade Julio, get what you can for him now. The team needs offensive line, defensive end, safety, corner, running back. We do have all those needs, but we only have 9 picks. And they already have said that the Falcons aren't trying to move either this offseason. And now signing down to let me tell you, bro, the problem with restructuring Matt Ryan's contract is his cap hit is $48 million next year. So we're gonna have to be in this predicament again next year. So it's kind of the Falcons are frustrating right now. All I just know is they cannot afford to have another losing season, or fans will stop going to the games. They already stopped going to the games. Let's just be honest.
Nobody knows losing seasons like us, man.
Michael Thomas said the Falcons' future is too complicated to even predict. Yes, it is. I don't know what we're gonna do. Anybody that asks me what the Falcons gonna do, I can't tell you. I don't know. They give me a headache.
Y'all got too many superstars on one team because y'all still gonna have to sign Calvin Ridley.
Oh my God, his contract is up this offseason. You're right. Yeah. We have to pay him and Aluakon. Both of their contracts are up this upcoming offseason.
Yeah, so y'all gonna
let's see, but I'm gonna let you talk. I'm getting depressed talking about the Falcons. I'm gonna let you cover those boys in Washington.
All right, so Washington football team. For those who don't know, we did have to let Alex Smith go. He was our veteran quarterback, but on the bright side, we picked up a veteran quarterback for a lot cheaper. Not long term, because he's not going to be the answer for us. He's just somebody that can add a veteran presence, a little mentorship, sort of what Alex Smith was doing. Excuse me. So who we did sign, we got Ryan Fitzpatrick, the NFL journeyman, Fitzmagic in other words, or other people who like to call him. Do I like the pick? I'm still soaking in. I don't necessarily not like it, but I don't like it, if that makes sense. I'm kind
of. Your face says no.
Yeah, because it's the only reason why I don't like it is because yes, he does have his good games where he can throw for 400 yards, 5 touchdowns. Then he also has games where he's throwing 5 interceptions the next game. So I don't necessarily like it. He's not consistent, but he is somebody that's like a cheap quarterback, best available cheap quarterback option for us. He can hey Miss Jen, how you doing? Pay just paying a cheap contract that we can do something with it. Terry McLaurin, it helps him a lot. Also by having Curtis Samuel, former teammates at Ohio State. I've been reading Terry McLaurin said that they had been dreaming about this since they was freshmen in college. So I like to see what we can do. Curtis Samuel from the Panthers, he tore us up last year, that Week 15 game, both rushing and receiving. So hopefully he can bring that same talent Yeah, Curtis saying hell of a pickup. Yes, sir. I like that a lot. McLaurin, Samuel both run 4.3s. So I feel like first round, since we got Fitzpatrick and we got Curtis Samuel, I feel like we're going to get that first. We could either go quarterback or we can go wide receiver. Get a young draft quarterback first round to see what we can do in that quarterback room, because so far it's going to be Heineke, Allen, Fitzpatrick now, and if we decide to draft a quarterback, then it's going to be him and Steven Montez. But if we draft a wide receiver, yeah, good luck for Washington 14 Ohio State boys. Yeah. Jalen Waddle, he can come into the mix. If we add Jalen Waddle, that's 3 potentially 4-3, 4-4 receivers across the board. Any QB would love to come and play for us. We also re-signed Brandon Sheriff at corner. We let go of Darby, but bounced right back with signing William Jackson III from the Bengals. Great man-to-man physical corner. He can also have speed to him. He is up there in age, but he's a good veteran for us. You saw what Kendall, or people who watch football know what Kendall Fuller did for us last year, a very good defender. So just having them two on opposite sides of the field, if we don't decide to put Fuller at slot, it'd be good for us. Cam Sims still have a role. I don't know. Kelvin Harmon, because we still have Kelvin Harmon coming back off his injury. If he proves to be 100% and he outperforms Cam Sims, then more than likely he'll be our wide receiver too if we don't pick up a early round wide receiver. I do like Cam Sims to emerge and sort of be our wide receiver too. It's going to be a lot of rotation. Especially like I keep on saying, I'm sorry, if we draft a wide receiver, it's going to be a lot of rotation in there because we still have like players like Jeff Bidet, Robert Foster, Steven Sims is still on the roster. He can come in that slot. So, yeah, I do believe Cam Sims will have a role, but it's going to be a lot smaller just because of the injuries. And also, if our wide receiver 2 does get injured again, I do see him popping up and becoming our wide receiver 2. And we re-signed our kicker, Dustin Hopkins. Good for us. He's been consistent for us the past couple of seasons. But so far, if I was to give him a grade, probably give him an A for what they've done. Not an A+, but an A. Yeah, so any other other teams in our division, they did okay. Eagles haven't really made any noise. They signed Ridgeway, Andrew Adams, under the radar players. The Giants, they got John Ross in a 1-year deal. Also picked up Mike Glennon to be a backup. Devontae Booker. Excuse me if I say this name wrong. Ifeadi Odenigbo. I don't know.
I'm not even gonna try that. You did better than me.
And they signed Leonard Williams to that massive contract. That's good for him. Well deserved. They lost Marcus Golden, so they were able to give Leonard Williams that big contract. Cowboys signed Dak to that 4-year, $160 million contract. They don't really have the space to really sign anybody else, but they got Ty Nsekhe. He played for the football team a couple years ago. He's an all right pickup. He's up there in age as well. Carlos Watkins, C.J. Goodwin, Jordan Lewis, corner, and Jake. A lot of these were mostly just re-signings, because they can't really make any big splashes in free agency.
That's true. Oh my goodness! Let's see. Malik first of all said the Cowboys should not be spoken on the street. Amen, brother. We have to do it because that's our job, though.
Every fiber of my body, I did not want to speak about them, but I have to. Can't stay too biased to the team.
Also to mention the South, Carolina. I don't know if my boy Jordan is on this stream. That's J-Rock. He's a big Panthers fan. They're having a pretty good free agency. They signed Hassan Reddick. They signed Denzel Perryman, 2 guys I really like at linebacker. They're actually getting that linebacker core together out there. That's a team that's on the rise in Carolina. I know they're going to probably go after the quarterback. They're trending in the right direction. They lost Curtis Samuel. They still got a lot of talent out there in DJ Moore. Those guys, they're pretty good. I'm looking forward to see what they're gonna do this offseason and try to do what they do in the draft. Tampa Bay. I just knew Tampa was going to lose one of those three guys. But Tampa, it's a thing called running it back. Them boys trying to run it back. They kept CJ Godwin. I'm sorry. They kept Chris Godwin. I'm thinking of the Cowboys. See what happened? We had to talk about the Cowboys on here. We get names wrong. Anyways, they kept Shaq Barrett. They also kept Levante David before free agency started. And Gronk came back as well. So they're going full in on running it back. No, nothing against them guys. Hey, you got the Super Bowl title, but it's not going to be easy next year because once you win the Super Bowl, everybody's coming at your head. So I don't know. New Orleans haven't really made a lot of noise much because they're in the position that we're in. New Orleans had a rough one. They Drew Brees retired. You know, they had to rebuild that whole. They're getting themselves under the cap as well. They lost Trey Hendrickson. I think he went to Cincinnati, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure if Marcus Williams is still out there in free agency. He's a guy that's a potential guy that can be gone. Janoris Jenkins went to the Titans. We haven't got a chance to talk about the Titans yet. He went to Tennessee. Who else? They gave Taysom Hill a $140 million contract. Why is he getting that much money?
I got into it with somebody in one of the Madden leagues, Nick Green, if he's watching the stream. Me personally, like if you look at the base of his contract, $140 million over how many years? There's 3 or 4. He's a once in a lifetime player, in my opinion. He's somebody that can play pretty much every skill position in the field. He can play quarterback, he can play running back, he can play tight end, he can play receiver, he can play corner, he can play safety. Like he's all over the field. He can play in multiple positions. A player like that doesn't come around that often, and if you give him the money to, I'm not saying he deserved $140 million by any means, but I am saying that if you have somebody with that capability, you know, that talent, give him the money. You know what I'm saying? Because wherever he goes, they're going to use him in the same way the Saints use him. That's honestly, I thought Jalen Hurts when he got drafted, or everybody thought when Jalen Hurts got drafted, that it was going to be that same type of situation in Philly, where Carson Wentz would have been like Drew Brees, and then Jalen Hurts would have been that Swiss Army knife in Taysom Hill, you know, putting out their receiver and different positions like that. But this just locks him in for a few more years, dialing up them trick plays and using him in all those situations. I still feel like they're going to give Jameis Winston his time to rejuvenate his career. I don't really know why he couldn't get it done in Tampa Bay and how easy it was for Tom to do it, but
I miss that Jameis.
Yeah,
for divisional reasons. But yeah, Mike said New Orleans resigned PJ Williams. I'm glad he did. I like PJ Williams a lot. He gets toasted a lot. I like PJ Williams. I'm glad he back. Welcome back to New Orleans. We'll see you. We owe y'all boys too, because y'all swept us. I don't like that. We owe y'all. That's a divisional thing though. But the 49ers were able to keep Jason Verrett. I'm sure they're gonna lose Richard Sherman in offseason. They re-signed Trent Williams to a massive deal, which he deserved. I like Trent Williams. They added
on the show last week. My fault. I said on the show last week. I said he's probably the best left tackle in the league. So
yes, sir. They also added from Atlanta Alex Mack. Alex Mack, man, let me say this. Kyle Shanahan loved bringing everybody from Atlanta out to San Francisco. I don't understand. But that's a great pickup for him, though.
Did the same thing with Washington. He brought players from Washington over to Atlanta, and then he brought Trent Williams over from Washington to San Fran. So, I mean, what can you do? It's the same thing. A couple of years ago, I remember Carlos Rogers. Like when I first really started paying attention to football, we had Carlos Rogers and D'Angelo Hall at corners, and those were those days. And Carlos Rogers went to San Fran. I was a little hurt, but he did what he had to do over there before he retired. So Loomis was
able to loophole. From what I read, he's only getting $30 million or so. Those other years will be voided until restructured. Look, I don't know how Mickey Loomis do it every year because the Saints have had cap issues for probably about the last 5 or 6 seasons, but they managed to find a way to get a good free agent here and there. It's crazy. I'm not really sure how they managed to do it, man. It's crazy, but they find a way.
Somebody's taking a pay cut somewhere. That's all.
Yeah, somebody is, and I'm hoping they can figure that way out here in Atlanta because, man. But let's see another team I had on here. Did we talk about the Bears signing Andy Dalton?
Yeah, no, we didn't. We just touched on it. We didn't really discuss it.
Oh man, DJ Antoine, I don't know if you're still on here, man. According to Bleacher Report, he is the number 1 quarterback right now in Chicago. He's going to be the starting quarterback at the moment.
I like that pickup. I said that they're basically turning into this Cincinnati Bears again. Because you got Allen Robinson, which is like an AJ Green, and you got Darnell Mooney, Anthony Miller. Those are like a Tyler Boyd, and I can't think of what his name was.
What, John Ross?
John Ross.
Yeah.
Those type of players you got on the team, and they have a pretty solid defense. Not elite, but they're pretty solid for what they have right now. They also got Germany Feedy back, Mario Edwards Jr. That's a good defensive line pickup. Angelo Blackson, Deion Bush, they got the kicker back, and Cairo Santos and Pat O'Donnell, the punter. I say so far average, all right. No really big names in there, but for what they need, they're pretty decent.
Also, hey man, Tennessee, I think they're rest on my board. Tennessee, they re-signed Jayon Brown. That's a good re-sign. They added Bud Dupree. They added Janoris Jenkins. He got cut from the Saints because of cap reasons. I was shocked to see them cut Adoree Jackson. I was very shocked by that. And they added Derek Autry from the Colts. He had a pretty good year. So they kind of did exactly what we talked about in the previous show. They're shoring up that front seven because that was their biggest issue last year. So what do you think about what Tennessee did?
First, I want to say releasing Adoree Jackson probably means that they're going to reinvent that position, go at it in the draft, seeing how deep this corner draft is, or how deep the draft is at that position. They're probably going to go to the draft for that. I don't like that they released Adoree Jackson. I feel like he still has some fight in him. Wherever he goes, he's going to tear it up. I wouldn't have been mad if he came to Washington, but when I put that out there, I didn't get the same feedback. I understand everybody has their injury problems, but that doesn't define a player, in my opinion, unless it's like repetitive. That's why I said if going back to the Cardinals, if AJ Green, JJ Watt, they can stay healthy, the Cardinals are going to be a good team. On paper, they're a good team. They're going to be a good team, and going forward, all of those players they signed are consistent when they are healthy.
That's true. About Jacksonville, we got to talk about the garbage squad.
They signed a whole slew of people, and all of them are good for the positions that they came in. I don't know if you want to discuss on it, and I'll go back.
Yeah, they traded for Malcolm Brown from the Saints. That was another cap. They got to shed the cap that way too. They signed Marvin Jones. That's that Lions connection down in Jacksonville. They got Shaq Griffin from Seattle, which I was very surprised to see Seattle not resign Shaq Griffin. That's a good pickup. Jamal Agnew also came from the Lions as well. That's a good kick/punt returner. That's good for the special teams. Who else are you?
On here, I saw Carlos Hyde. He's a 1-2 punch for complimenting rookie running back James. Can't think of his last name.
James White. James White.
No.
James White. I'm thinking of the town. My bad.
It's their rookie running back. He just had
Robinson.
Yes, James Robinson. He had a 1,000-yard running year this past season. Carlos Hyde will come in, be a good veteran 1-2 punch for them. Jamal Agnew, he's a running back, wide receiver hybrid. I see them using them in both packages, both the slot and running back. Philip Dorsett, another good slot receiver coming in, rotational player. Marvin Jones, they needed a physical receiver. He doesn't have the speed that the other receivers do, like Chark and Westbrook, but he does have that physical strength and route running capability. Cam Robinson, Tyler Shatley, Dwayne Smoot, Tyson Alualu to rejuvenate that front line, defensive line. Jahad Ward, Malcolm Brown, Roy Robinson Harris, Sidney Jones is coming back. Signed the safety Rudy Ford, Rayshawn Jenkins. Rudy Ford, I feel like they signed him mostly to not replace Henderson, but to add some speed and depth there because, yeah, they need it going forward. I like the AFC South. The AFC South is going to be interesting to watch next year. Did we already touch on the Texans?
No.
The Texans, they added Tyrod Taylor mostly to be a backup, barring that Deshaun Watson does end up staying. But the way that it's looking right now, I don't know if Watson's even going to be in a uniform next season because of the allegation.
Yeah.
That's for a whole different thing. He's falling under that category. But Tyrod Taylor came in a 1-year deal. He's been a journeyman in the past couple of seasons. They signed Mark Ingram, who's trying to get Watson to stay in Houston. Signing Mark Ingram, they have now David Johnson, Mark Ingram back there in the backfield. David Johnson and Mark Ingram, they're both power backs. I don't know necessarily what they're going to do with that as far as like how they're going to
had a nightmare.
Yeah. They signed receiver Andre Roberts. He's most up. I'm sorry, jumbling my words. He's most likely going to be used to kick return situations, kick and punt return, because that's what he's known for around the league. They also got wide receiver Pharaoh Brown to help in the slot. I feel like they're going to move Cooks over to the outside, seeing that Will Fuller is in Miami now. They got Ryan Izzo, Marcus Gannon, Justin McCray, Justin Britt, Shaq Lawson via trade. I like that Shaq Lawson trade a lot. It'll help him out on the edge. Derek Rivers, Malik Collins, Kamuk Grugier, Hill, Christian Kirksey. Those are good linebacker additions. I don't think Dylan Cole is going to get it done all by himself for him, so those are going to be good additions for him. And they got the corners back: Terrence Mitchell, Vernon Hargraves, and Tavier Thomas, Terrence Brooks. All solid corners for him. That they got him back, so it's good for them. So yeah, just in the Colts, they only got Marlon Mack and Carson Wentz for right now. So AFC South is going to be very interesting to watch, seeing what they do next year.
Yes, sir. A couple of last few notes. Couple teams. The Browns signed Tat McKinley from former Falcon, former Raider, to Cleveland. He's going to be a speed rusher. And Josh Johnson, they got him from the Rams. He's gone to the Browns. That's going to be a good pickup for them in their safety spot. The Vikings added Dalvin Tomlinson and Patrick Peterson. That's going to be fun to watch for them this next season. And we'll end it off talking about the Jets. The Jets signed Carl Lawson, Corey Davis, Gerard Davis, to name a few. Anything you want to say on the New York Jets?
Basically, whoever they have at quarterback is going to have a fun time. They got a lot of speed and a lot of depth, and they have a good wide receiver one now in Corey Davis, who I feel like this is my bold prediction. Corey Davis is going to have a Pro Bowl year next year. If they do get a good quarterback coming in, if they decide to draft one or go about a trade, or if Sam Darnold happens to stay with the Jets and he has an amazing year with them, I do see Corey Davis having a 1,000-yard or Pro Bowl season. But yeah, other than that, they got the defense, some good pieces: Carl Lawson, Josh Adams, Rod Davis. Re-signed Marcus Mann, safety again. So I feel like it's going to be a solid year for them if they can, stay in the right direction.
That's good. So that is going to wrap up today's episode. We'll be back next week. We'll talk about there's still a couple moves out here that have been made, so we can wrap those moves up, and then we'll get back into the mock drafts talks next week, because we ended up talking about the first couple of teams in the wild card round. We haven't got a chance to touch on the other wild card / divisional playoff teams that exited at that stage. But we will get into that. Once again, guys, you will see Devon back on here. He did another outstanding job. We appreciate all the support, man. Y'all been tuned in. Y'all made these episodes great. We appreciate all the comments. Brother, anything you want to say?
Oh no, I just want to say, shout out to everybody that tuned into the stream, especially my part. Emily Lopez, she said, "Great show, thank you." That is my girlfriend, by the way. Forgot it was her birthday last week. Got to shout her out.
Happy belated birthday!
Yes, love her a lot. Other than that, I can't wait to the draft. And my mom said, "Thank good show, thank you."
Thank you.
Yeah, I can't wait to the draft. By the way, the draft is being pushed a month. Thank you, Uncle Jalen TV. The spelling of my name is a little wrong. I'll let you slide because so it's all good. I get it all the time. But yeah, I can't wait to the draft. It's pushed back a month. It's at the end of April, beginning of May that weekend. So it'll be interesting to see what we're gonna get, what the Falcons are gonna get at number 4, or if they decide to trade back. So
yes, sir. But until next time, this is in another episode of All In with Nate. Like I said, you will see Devon back on here more often. He's done an outstanding job. I'm gonna tell you right now. If anybody else want to step onto the stream, you better bring it because Devon had brought it, man. He done made it hard for anybody else to step on here. Have stepping now. I'm telling you.
Man, I can talk about this for days, man. It's just like, sometimes I feel like an hour is not enough or whatever. Like it's just so much going on, especially right now because we're getting into the heat of the season. Everything's getting interesting. As players going different directions, it could change the scheme and dynamic of a whole bunch of players, depending on where they're going.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But until next time, everyone, y'all have a solid day, and we'll be back next week.
Yes, sir. Be safe.